Hey, and welcome to another episode of Back from the Future, where we talk about technology from the past, present and future. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about the top 5 free CAD programs, right? Now, as you may know, bit of backstory, I've got into 3D printing, and I want to take it a step further. Rather than downloading other people's models, I potentially want to start creating my own models and potentially fix certain problems through CAD and 3D printing that I may have at home, and also start figuring out problems for other people and maybe even make a side hustle out of it. Now, if you're interested in doing that yourself, great, we're on the same page. And so please enjoy this movie, leave a comment and a like and so forth, and let's get started. Now, I'm going to start off with Tinkercad. Tinkercad, amazing piece of software. You need an internet connection for this, and there is no easier entry level bar than Tinkercad. If you're a complete noob and want to get I think for about 80 to 85% of people getting into CAD, this might be the software for you. It's very easy, very intuitive. The learning curve is a lot more easier than some of the other programs we're going to mention. As I mentioned, like, you're going to need an internet connection, and kids alike are using it at school. It's that easy. So even if you've got young kids, you can learn with your kids. Brilliant piece of kit. And what's also interesting is loads of YouTube videos out there that can help and assist you in your learning curve for Tinkercad. And so many people use it, and even so many successful YouTubers use Tinkercad. So it's a great piece of software. The only downside that I can see with Tinkercad for myself is apparently it's not intuitive when it comes to doing bevels, and I like to do a lot of bevels in my 3D modeling. So for me, that's a bit of a sticking point. You can do them, but there's a bit of a workaround for that I'm not really comfortable with doing. The next one is FreeCAD, and again, in the title, it's free. Now, this is a powerhouse bit of software. Now, the most brilliant thing about FreeCAD is you don't need an internet connection, so you can work offline. And so in one respect, that's quite secure, I guess. And you can use it on various versions of Windows, I believe starting from Windows 8 and upwards. So you can use it in an old PC that you've got lying around that's not being used, which is great. Or if you want to use it on your Mac, that's great. And the best thing is, as far as I know, it's the only piece of software that you can use with Linux as well, which is excellent as well. So in that respect, it's brilliant. And also the files are kept locally as well on your hard disk. Brilliant piece, and it is very powerful bit of kit. You can do architectural as well as your own little 3D designs and modeling. Absolutely amazing piece of kit. Definitely something I'm going to be looking at, and the overhead in terms of performance for your PC, the overhead isn't great, so you don't need a mega powerful PC to run it either. Now, the next one that interests me a great deal is Onshape. Now, Onshape, the great thing about it is that it runs through a browser. And brilliant thing about that is because it's run on a browser, all the hardware overhead is dealt with Onshape servers, which is brilliant, right? You don't need a specialized graphics card to run it like you do with some of the others, like potentially Fusion. Now, the thing about also Onshape is there's loads of video tutorials. There's a slight steep incline. Now, with me, my brain is not naturally geared for 3D modeling. I have to do stuff over and over again until I remember. And so I've played around with Onshape a little bit, and I realized that there's a little bit of a steep learning curve, but I don't want to stay at beginner level. I want to go to beginner stroke intermediate. And I think Onshape suits my needs, but also so does FreeCAD. That would suit my needs as well. Now, the special thing about Onshape, and it could be seen as a plus or a minus, all the models are stored on their servers. Now that's handy in the respects that, say if I wanted to go around to somebody else's house, or I'm going to another company or whatever, I'm doing work for somebody, or I need to show them something or pull down a model, I can go online, I can literally log on to their platform, their computer at their house or office, and I can bring a file down, make changes and amendments there and then, and download it to their desktop. Absolutely brilliant. And for me, that might work. I can be wherever, and if there's, as long as there's a computer terminal, I can log on and start using Onshape. And it's great if you're like on the road or travel around a bit, don't have your computer always on you, and you need to, and you realize you've got some time, you can do a bit of modeling or do a little bit of learning. You can get onto a terminal, log into it, brilliant. You've got access to your 3D desktop, and you can start modeling away. So that's the handy bit. The downside is that your models are there for everybody to see. So if someone does a search, say if you were designing something for a plant pot and you saved a file as a plant pot, people can look at all the designs that were made for plant pots and come across yours, and potentially they have the right to take that model and either print out the model or change it for themselves. That's a slight downside of it, but it is a huge, powerful bit of kit. And you know, and it's very intuitive, very reliable, and you know, and it's a good piece of kit. Now the fourth one, this one's a powerhouse as well, and it's called Fusion 360. And it is a real, I mean, this thing's it's a heavy piece of kit. Has a steep learning curve, but once you've got around it, it will reward you. I mean, this is the thing I'm torn between, because I really like this piece of kit, and I can see myself in the future at some point potentially needing to learn this. Because the other thing I should take into account is, because there's like 5 different pieces of software, not everybody's using the same. So say for example I get stuck on something, it's hard for me to call someone who's using the same bit of kit and asking them rather, how do I fix this issue? Or do you know a way around it? Or can you look at this and potentially give me an idea on how to fix it? I'll have to join the forums or whatever to maybe get advice of other people. So that's the only downside to having all these different pieces of software that's floating around. Now the 5th piece of software and is called Blender. Now the great thing about Blender is it specializes in organic modeling. So say for example you wanted to do an alien bust or a Batman bust or something that had lots of curves and shapes and stuff. Blender is amazing, very intuitive, loads and loads of videos out there on how to start modeling with Blender. It is something I'm going to look into, and anybody who does organic modeling, 90% are probably using Blender. Absolutely free, amazing piece of kit. I would recommend, if you're looking to get into organic modeling, that Blender is the go-to program. And yeah, that's basically it. You've got 5 pieces of software that you can choose. On the next episode, I'm going to tell you which one I decided and why. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.
If you liked this video, please feel free to subscribe to our channel, press the bell notification button, and get notified when a new video comes out. Please leave a thumbs up. If you enjoyed this video, please leave comments and let us know what your thoughts and suggestions are for future videos.
and we will see you in the future, if there is one.